You know, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been thinking about this for a second. I think it's fair to say one of the most loved athletes of all time is Megan Rapinoe. You know, these days we'd struggle to find anybody who dislikes her, finds her annoying. I think we can all agree on that one. I mean, me personally, whenever I see her name in the headlines, I just get so excited, and I know it's the same for you guys too. And as we know, recently, one of the most heartbreaking moments occurred within sports. Even thinking about it now just makes me tear up. Megan Rapinoe retired from the game that she loves so much, apparently. And in her last ever game, you just can't make it up, can you? She got injured, which according to her proves God doesn't exist, and this is effed up. I think she's going to be in for quite the shock, I'm not going to lie. But ever since her retirement, and again, it is truly heartbreaking, she has made it well known she is all for men competing in women's sports. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the woman who in every single press conference used to talk about equality within women's sports is all okay for male athletes to take places or awards away from female athletes. You couldn't make it up, could you? But even before her retirement, she was defending the idea of lovely, stunning and brave men competing against women. For example, in June 2022, she came out and defended trans athletes in women's sports and slammed critics. Although she said that she is 100% supportive of trans inclusion in sports, Rapinoe shared that she still thinks that people are missing almost everything that there is to learn about it. People do not know very much about it, she explained. We're missing almost everything. Yes, it's clear to see you don't know much about it either. Frankly, I think what a lot of people know is versions of the right's talking points because they're very loud, and you're telling me woke activists aren't very loud. Alright then. They're very consistent and they're relentless. At the highest level, there is regulation. In collegiate sports, there is regulation, and at the Olympic and professional level. It's not like it's a free-for-all where everyone's just doing whatever. Then in July 2023, she went on to say, it's particularly frustrating when women's sports is weaponized. Oh, now we care about fairness. Now we care about women's sports. That's total. And show me all the trans people who are nefariously taking advantage of being trans in sports. It's just not happening, said Rapinoe. Are you sure about that one? You're taking a real woman's place. That's the part of the argument that's still extremely transphobic, Rapinoe told The Time. I see trans women as real women. What you're saying automatically in the argument, you're sort of telling yourself already, is you don't believe these people are women. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Therefore, they're taking the other spot. I don't feel that way. But then this year, Megan Rapinoe, Sue Bird, and more urge NCAA to stand up for trans inclusion. Megan Rapinoe, Sue Bird, and other sports stars, you mean virtue signalers, are urging the National Collegiate Athletic Association to allow transgender athletes to compete under their gender identity. Wow, stunning break. The NCAA last revised its policy on trans athletes in 2022. For a decade previously, it allowed trans women who've completed a year of testosterone suppression treatment to compete alongside cisgender women. I think you might want to edit that part because they're not cisgender women, they are women. Nothing else involved there. The change in 2022 let the governing body for each sport to set standards on testosterone levels. So I think it's pretty clear after hearing all of that, the lovely Megan Rapinoe is all for destroying women's sports. As much as she claims she wants to help it, which at the time she really meant just help herself, she doesn't want to. And people have called her out for this in the past, for example, Riley Gaines, Martina Navratilova, but that has been on social media. But we now have this new story going around where a reporter confronts Megan Rapinoe on this issue in person. Megan Rapinoe laughs at, then ignores reporters' question about biological men in women's sports. The Seattle Pride Parade, oh wow, took place Sunday afternoon with former US women's soccer player Megan Rapinoe as the Grand Marshal. For some reason, the parade was led by children from the Boy Scouts of America, not weird at all, which recently announced it will change its name next year to remove the word boy to promote more inclusivity. And I swear, these people are gonna make me swear in my videos too much soon, I tell you now. TPN reporter Katie Davis pressed Rapinoe on her opinions about biological men competing in women's sports. She started by reminding Rapinoe, and yeah, she's not gonna like this one, that the US women's national team once lost a scrimmage to an under-15 boys soccer team in Dallas. At that point, Rapinoe condescendingly laughs and mouths the words, "Oh my god." Sue Bird, Rapinoe's fiance, quickly grabs Rapinoe and comfortingly rubs her back. Oh, is she a little bit upset? Clearly, Rapinoe needed some consoling after the harsh reminder of that devastating loss in 2017. Her team lost to an under-15 boys team, and she wants grown men competing against women. And get out of him. Where is the logic in this? Where is the common sense? We're all struggling to find it, but here is the clip that you've all been patiently waiting for, where a reporter confronts Megan Rapinoe in person over men competing in women's sports. Take a watch.
Megan and Sue. Our first pair of Grand Marshals.
Seattle Center. Here with us today are some of the amazing leaders who start
Are two exceptional women who are champions in their respective sports. Champions for the queer community. They are the perfect Grand Marshals for our 50th year celebration. Please make some noise for 2024. And please make some noise for our second set of Grand.
Next up, we have the original 1974 activists.
Your U.S. women's soccer team famously lost to high school boys. Do you really think it's fair for these same boys to be competing in girls' sports? Do you think it's fair? Why should trans people compete against young girls? Do you not think that they're gonna get hurt? Are they gonna get hurt? I'm a journalist, I just wanna know. Megan!
Silence, slow on, hold!
Do you know what I love about this? And we see it all the time. When somebody with any sort of influence is all for pushing woke agendas, you know, they've come out and they're advocating for XYZ. And then when they get confronted or pressed on this issue by somebody who isn't all for this crap going on, they refuse to answer the question. They stay silent. And because these people are so emotional, Megan Rapinoe is probably going to be thinking about this for the rest of the night. Probably for the rest of her life. She probably simply cannot believe somebody would dare even come up to her and ask her a question. How dare somebody come up to the great Megan Rapinoe and disagree with something she's all for? Simply not allowed, is it? Rapinoe and Bird, who both play sports at a high level, know that their position is ridiculous. If men were allowed to compete in women's sports, neither Rapinoe nor Bird would have ever played professionally. In fact, playing women's sports against women has allowed both women to become millionaires and take their place among the elites in American society. But why would they care if future female athletes are harmed? Both of their sporting careers are over. They don't have any children. Instead, Rapinoe and Bird elect to serve their new master left-wing politics over the feelings and needs of other women. Exactly. These women would be nowhere if men were allowed to compete in women's sports. It's absolutely insane. You're pushing an agenda that is ruining sports for so many girls out there. Yes, it does happen a lot. As much as she denies it happens a lot, it is happening way too much. And you can't even have the spine, the backbone to respond to this woman. Instead, you laugh it off and carry on with your pride parade. Well, pride always comes before a fall, and I think we will see the fall of all of this insanity going on, not only within society as a whole, but then obviously girls and women's sports. And then when that does happen, and by that time, if Megan Rapinoe obviously still identifies as a woman, everybody who advocated for this should come out and apologize to all the girls and women who have been affected by this agenda. They won't, but they should. They'll go silent. For a woman who has preached about equality, it is laughable. It is embarrassing that she would come out and advocate for men going into women's sports. Maybe she was only talking about equality within women's sports when she was playing. Right, so she could get more pay, more money. Interesting. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on this story? I would like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.